Hi, we are Andy and Rich, and welcome to our channel, Remembrance of the Past, where we will be visiting churches, war graves, pillboxes and bunkers.
So today we are at Staveley Cemetery. (35728) Private J. Hadley, 3rd Battalion, Sherwood Foresters, died 4th of December 1916.
Some information about Mr. John Hadley and his upbringing. George Hadley and his wife Mary, John's mum and dad, got married in 1882 in Old Hill in Staffordshire, where their 4 children, William, Elizabeth, John and Thomas, were born. The family moved to Staveley area early 1890s, lived in a cottage by the Seymour Colliery at 105 Seymour, where George had found work as a miner. Mary had spent time in the workhouse before getting married and would have been relieved to move to a place where a roof over their heads was provided as well as a job. The Coal and Iron Company Limited in Staveley had built 4 parallel rows of houses near to the colliery for their employees. There were 104 houses in each row. In this small home, with just 3 rooms, John Hadley lived with his parents, his 3 Staffordshire-born siblings and his 2 younger sisters, Emma and Mary Ann, who were both born in Staveley. When John was 21, he too had become a miner, and his younger brother, Thomas, also worked in the colliery as a pony driver. John left the mining industry soon afterwards and by 1914 started working as an insurance agent, which was more than likely due to an operation for mastoid disease. John enlisted as a reserve in Staveley on the 12th of December, 1915, when he was just 25. John was posted to the reserve before being mobilized on the 16th of February, 1916. He was initially posted to the 4th Extra Reserve at Grantham before being transferred to B. Coy Reserve Sherwood Foresters Notts and Derby's Regiment on the 22nd of November, 1916. Both battalions were depot training units. John was based at Sunderland as part of Tyne Garrison, which defended the east coast. After several periods of illness shortly after his arrival, John was admitted to the Monkwearmouth and Southwick Hospital in Sunderland on Saturday the 2nd of December, 1916, suffering from pains in his head. The mastoid disease had recurred and an emergency operation was carried out on Monday the 4th of December. John survived the operation but unfortunately died a few hours later. He had been with the 3rd Battalion for just 12 days.
(100,919) Private Charles Newton Jervis, 15th Battalion, Durham Light Infantry, died 8th of November 1918. (4979035) Private Albert Nicholson, the Sherwood Foresters, 29th of December 1941, aged 23. Safe in God's keeping.
Here is some information about Albert Nicholson. Before the war he worked at James's Fish and Chip Shop, Low Gates in Staveley. He was with Sherwood Foresters for 2 years and died in the Leicester Hospital.
T/146084 Eric Stokes, Royal Army Service Corps, 12th of November 1940, aged 21. A bitter grief, a shock severe, to part with him we love so dear. 49746664, Lance Corporal Harold Wallace, Royal Engineers, died 25th of May 1940, aged 23.
Harold Wallace was a former school captain at Staveley Middlecroft Senior School. Harold worked at Ireland Colliery until the outbreak of war. Harold Wallace died from a gunshot wounds he received whilst with his unit somewhere in Yorkshire. His promotion to corporal was announced 2 days after his death on the 25th of May, 1940.
2081817, Gunner David Sidney Wilson, 40th Searchlight Regiment, the Sherwood Foresters, died 29th of April 1941, aged 20. One 0559401, Private John Arthur Edwards, Royal Army Ordnance Corps, died 18th February 1942. 1095530, Sergeant Leonard Williams, Flight Engineer, Royal Air Force, 24th of December 1944, aged 23. T/119866, Corporal John Balfour, Royal Army Service Corps, died 28th of November 1947. One 777932, Gunner Harry Sharp, 2nd Battery, 1 Maritime Royal Artillery, died 27th of October 1941, aged 23. Four 974538, Corporal Arthur Genders, 112 9th Battalion, the Sherwood Foresters, Notts and Derby Regiment, Royal Army Corps, died 7th of November 1944, aged 27. One 803538, Sergeant Howard Allport, Royal Air Force Volunteer Reserve, Air Bomber, Royal Air Force, 12th of October 1944, aged 30.
Howard Allport came to Staveley and started by joining the National Fire Service. In October 1912, he volunteered and was accepted in the RAF and underwent a period of training in Canada and in the USA, then returning back to England in July of the same year. Not much surrounding what had happened, but states that he died of wounds while on active service.
Five 76169, Leading Aircraftman Geoffrey Bradshaw, Wireless Operator Mechanic, Royal Air Force, 20th of August 1942, aged 19.
Found from a newspaper clipping. The body of their only son Geoffrey Bradshaw, aged 19, has been recovered from the sea off West Coast Resort. He was reported missing, believed killed whilst on active service August 20th. Mr. Bradshaw was educated at Peter Webster School, Chesterfield, and then went on to Chesterfield Grammar School. He was a keen rugby player, went on to winning a number of prizes at the grammar school for cricket and swimming. When he reached the age of 18, he went to a RAF station, and later volunteered for an air gunnery course.
131-12241. Private Joseph Booth, Pioneer Corps, 29th of August 1942, aged 19. (18330) Private F. Hibbert, Leicestershire Regiment, 14th of August 1915, aged 38.